Hello, beautiful people of the cellar. Okay, I have been in a tizzy here today. Okay, a small little tizzy. Now, I was supposed to blog about what I'm gonna talk about, so I just what I'll be talking about or discussing. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it with the cellar because it makes sense, right? We've done a lot of spring cleaning. There's a lot of things that are coming to the forefront of our consciousness that will need to be cleared out, things we need to plant, things we need to uproot, things that are blossoming that we didn't even know that we had put so much intent into, and things are coming out unexpectedly, things are happening unexpectedly, right? So what happens is some of the things that you may have given a lot of your emotional energy to some time ago will be coming into fruition here in the near future. And I would recommend that you not get so caught up in, because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be something worth mentioning, something worth partying about, something worth celebrating, something worth discussing with people that you love, those people in close proximity to you. It's going to be some things. I just feel like a lot of good stuff is happening for people. Of course, it happens on a regular basis. I get it. I understand. I get that. But at the end of the day, right? It's important to just make sure that you keep your grounding, because you don't want to get so caught up in the elevation of your spirits, your emotions, your like this gratitude that comes over you, this love energy, this confidence, whatever it is. I just feel like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be to an extreme, so to speak, right? Let's go into the live that we did on YouTube the other day, right? Because I was lit, okay? But I was full of energy because, like I had discussed with you recently about, this energy that's coming through with the spring equinox. And then I actually forgot, for real. Shout out to the Aries in the building. I actually forgot that Aries season was coming right up too. So that's why I'm not one of those that can keep up with all of the astrological events in the first place. I can barely keep up with the signs, right? But what feels like it has the most the most energy is what I'm usually drawn to. But there are a lot of other factors too, right? And we all have things going on in our chart where we may even be in a space where we are feeling it and viewing things quite differently. That is fine as well. But with all of the energy that came up and through here, you would think that I needed to ground or something. I needed to just be outside on a bike. That's what I needed, to burn a lot of that energy, to really get it moving and get it expel it, because it's been a lot. For instance, like this blog post that I was thinking of doing today, but we're going to discuss here today, and the title of it is Monkey Wrench. I got this. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the a.m. Of course, you know what that means. But I woke up at 3 a.m. and I prayed, and then I was like, a lot of information started coming through. So I was like, monkey wrench, right? Because that was waking up at 3, depending on what you believe, okay? 3 o'clock is the witch's hour, as they call it. That's when, people do a lot of things, right? But right after I wrote the blog, finished writing, putting my thoughts together in a compartmentalized form, it was 3:33. So I was like, see, you know what I'm saying? You are able to, I could have awakened and, excuse me, and been in a space where it was like, oh, somebody's doing something. Let me pray fervently, or however you say it. Let me just, oh, and let me put my worry. No, I'm not putting no worry into it. We're gonna go ahead and pray and say what's going on, and whatever we don't know about was known and unknown. Let's go ahead and clear that out. It's no longer, it does not serve us. It will not be serving us. Whatever it is attached to try to attack, we're gonna have to go ahead and call that on bag, okay? But leave that alone, all right? Figuring out what it is that is being attacked, and how is it that you can strengthen wherever your weaknesses are, especially if it actually hits you, you see, because it will be reflective in your life within a few days when these things start happening 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? There's a possibility that it could be revealed. There's a possibility that it can be something takes effect in your life from whatever the motherfucker doing, because it don't always have to be 3 in the morning, but sometimes you may even be alerted that there are plans. And don't forget, we got a full moon coming up, so okay, and it's a big to do, all right? But I'm just saying, keep that in mind. Excuse me. The other thing is, before I get into this monkey wrench, because that's what it is, right? A monkey wrench. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, okay, maybe subconsciously, that's where the information came from, that somebody was trying to throw a monkey wrench in my plans, right? And so the longer that you live and the longer that you continue to build and grow and um assimilate, assimilate, circulate, eliminate, and keep repeating, right? So this is about getting out a lot of the gook, a lot of the gunk, and continuing to evolve. So what comes with evolution is you get experience, you get knowledge, and you get what? Wisdom, because knowledge is the application, wisdom is the application of knowledge. That's what they say, right? So, and discernment is like a better judgment. But I guess it depends on who you ask, because nowadays, people say that discernment is, um, I think, what is it that they say? I forgot. But there's so many different definitions for discernment, or people are expressing what discernment is differently, and you would think that that's what it is when it comes to just your better judgment, logic, right? Intuitive logic, or wisdom, right? Having the wisdom to know certain things and see between the lines on certain things, discern spirits, whatever it is, all right? But that's neither here nor there right now. But whatever you look up, try to look it up and look at least three different definitions so that you'll know what definition you will need to use in what circumstance, or if you are having a conversation with someone and they use a definition that's not quite um, what the definition that you use, you'll be able to have what it is, where they are coming from when they say it, right? Because we do live in a day and age that people don't like to be corrected. People don't like to be corrected, challenged. They don't like to um go outside of the box that they have created for themselves. Even people that like, I'm not inside a box and all this, but if you challenge, and I'm not saying challenge people. I'm not saying that, because some people don't need to be challenged. They need to just leave folks where they at. But I'm saying, when you are saying that you are an authority in something, right? You should be open to it and to understand that criticism comes with that. That's what I had to learn myself as well. So the other thing that I want to discuss really quick about the evolution process, and just, there's no way to get comfortable. We continue to grow and go, because anytime you have dealt with something, or dealt with someone, or dealt with some lower vibrational stuff that ain't got nothing to do, because this is the thing, and oftentimes people get this confused, and this is across the board. You'll have people say, you must, number one, you must be doing something, right? And we discussed this before, but it's worth discussing again. Number one, you must be, for you to be getting attacked, or people to be out for you, or whatever, you must be doing something. The second thing is, people say, the first one is not always true. Okay, sometimes it is back and forth like that, but in most instances it's not, because you got to remember that lower vibrational energies and spirits and people, housing the spirits of low, they are constantly looking for a way in, or way around, a way to maneuver and destroy, right? Whether, you could just go and not do anything, not be bothering nobody, you don't have nothing going on. I'm talking about, like, living your life to the point where your job, you don't even have to deal with people. You work a job that you don't have to deal with people. You in your community, you don't deal with none of them. You just come home, you barely watch TV. You know what I'm saying? You read your books or whatever it is. And people, and you still can be affected by lower vibrational shit or frequencies, right? But then that would also go into the environment, the zip code, the portals in the space, and all of these things, right? So that's neither here nor there, because everything is a very extensive conversation, expansive. So then the other thing is, um, there must be something, you must be, the only way that it can affect you is if you are on the vibration of it. So then they have people questioning if they really are a good person. Like, if you wouldn't be having that issue, if you wouldn't be having that issue if you weren't on the if you didn't match the vibration of the stuff. Like, bitch, please, because you got to remember, it is some extremely dark people and stuff out here, and you don't have to match that. They just looking. I'm just saying. So that's the other thing. Those are a lot of fallacies that are placed amongst across the board when it comes to spirituality, where it's really individual. It's based on person by person, right? It's you can't just say across the board it's this, that, or the other, right? Like, some people may try to get you to you got people who believe that, um everything is it's about, raising your frequency. It's more than just raising your frequency, but sometimes I think that people misdiagnose spiritual conflicts and spiritual issues. You have to really know who you are talking to and who you are dealing with. First and foremost, you yourself need to know how deep this shit is that you got going on, and what you know, right? If there's an innate wisdom that comes with, anything that we go through, right? What do you know that you are going through? And pick up the cues of the person that you are talking to, whether they are able to help you with that. Case in point, I had an issue with constantly being attacked, and I was being attacked to the point where they were trying to get me to gain a whole lot of weight. Okay, it wasn't just the glamour magic. It wasn't just the draining of the energy, right? Because they just really just like fucking with your energy and using it for whatever they got going on. But it was a sacral energy that they really, really were trying to drain and disrupt and put an imbalance and swell it up. So I was talking to someone who is a medium, and based on her experience and based on her gift, she was not well versed in what was going on. She was thinking that it's something that you are eating. So that does make sense in itself, but she wasn't picking up like what was going the shit that was going on, which you can't expect that from everybody, no way, right? But I'm just saying you have to be mindful of that, because you do have people that, like, with me going through that, she recommended that I do some exercises or something like that. It was like it was something more that I would have to do, but she wasn't well versed in the type of protective measures and the things that may need to be done in order to defeat that, right? Because I'm into RDP. Recognize what's going on, figure out how to defeat it, and then you put up, your armor to defeat it. So, I mean, to prevent it. So, of course, you have to keep that in mind, right? The more you grow, the more you know. The more that you ascend, the more that you become even more familiar with how you operate, so that when you begin to operate in a different realm, you'll be able to take the knowledge that you have, but also break it apart and put it back together in a different type of way, in order for you to use that magician energy, which is using all the resources of what it is that you gather in the previous life cycle for this new life cycle, and be able to be successful moving forward with the keys that you have. Sounds simple, don't it? Of course. So that's that on that. Because I go ranting. Let me see. Oh, it's been 13 minutes. Y'all just be talking, don't it? But I feel as though it's very important for you to remember that. Excuse me. Always ask what is happening, what is going on, what do I need to do? What is happening, what's going on, what do I need to do? And you can just say, what do I need to do? And you may just hear still. Peace, be still. Just be still. Don't do nothing. Don't move. Don't, let it be what it is. This too shall pass. It's about to go through and go. It may go through you, because I remember one person, my Reiki master, the one who initiated me in Reiki, and she had a thing where something she had did a Reiki session for someone, and there was something that she was in her kitchen, and something came through the window in her kitchen and went through her body. It was just passing by. So sometimes that can happen as well. Sometimes, you are in a space where you just may be in the way of something supernatural that's going on, that and it really can't see you, but you can feel it go through you. The same way some attacks may, you can feel that, okay, that was something going on. Somebody tried to send me something, somebody tried to attach something to me, somebody tried it. And you realize that you ask your questions, but you also realize what you need to do, and if at all anything. All right, because I'm not here to, put any fear in anyone or anything like that. That's why the classes that I teach, I do go in depth with certain things and certain practices and all of that. But you got to be ready for that too, right? So I get that, I understand that. But at the end of the day, I just try to prepare people and get them to a space where they'll be able to fend for themselves and not have to. You do need to keep some type of wise counsel around you, because I know for myself, and I understand, because even the shamans, the journey of the shamans, they let you know that as well, right? But I know for myself as well is that, you don't want to rest upon your laurels. You know how they say, don't lean on your own understanding, right? So of course you go to God, and you can also have someone that you can confer with, to make sure, or bounce something. Iron sharpens iron. Like, what is this going on, because sometimes people, you can have someone around you that can see things that you cannot see. So it's very important that, you build those relationships and you keep them as a part of your journey, because um it's just very important. I'll say that it's just very important. So let's get into this monkey wrench that I suppose I've been talking about. Okay. So the monkey wrench, first and foremost, all these years, I thought that because it looks like a monkey's hand to me, right? They call it a pipe adjuster, adapter, whatever, right? Because monkey wrench really is very durable. But the original one, anyway, I know they have different. They got the big ones and the little ones. I'm used to the one that's about this long. So a monkey wrench looks like a monkey's claw in hand. That's how I was seeing it, but I'm pretty sure that's how you will see it after I talk about this. It looks like a monkey's hand grabbing a limb, right? Okay. It was created by somebody named Monkey. I forget his name, Monkey somebody, in 1858. And then about the 1900s, they came up with that monkey wrench is a saying about someone trying to sabotage your plans. So at any rate, the monkey wrench looks like a monkey's hand. How I said that. Grabbing branches and swinging from tree to tree. So what you do when there's a monkey wrench thrown in your plans is this is part of the pivoting, right? This is part of the laws that govern you, because one thing that you never do is quit or give up. Sometimes I read a post where a girl was like, um sometimes people hold on to stuff too long, and they should have gave up a long time ago once they didn't see it was working. Well, you got to know whose you are, why you are, where you are, because that does not constitute truth to everyone. Because you have to remember that there are things out here that's trying to stop you from being what you came to be. There are things out here trying to stop you from being the greater you that you don't even know that you have, you are yet to see, yet to accomplish, right? So you got to be mindful of that, right? So that's why you use your discernment when you are listening to me and anybody else, because I'm just saying that can be taken wrong and have people giving up on their vision and their purpose because it didn't work. You got folks who will tell you, millionaires actually, who will tell you that, for the first 4 or 5 years, it just wasn't working. And I just kept shopping it here and doing that and doing this. If they gave up in that first year or that first, plunder, they would have went under. But that's neither here nor there. So monkey wrench looks like a monkey's hand, clawing and grabbing a branch, right? So when one is thrown in your plans, you got to learn how to swing. You got to learn how to pivot. And one thing that you notice about monkeys when they are swinging is that they have a keen eyesight and a keen awareness, right? You will see them swinging from one branch to the other. It can be higher, it can be lower, whatever it is, right? They know about what they reach are. I haven't seen a monkey miss, but maybe you have. They know that they may have to go up or down, right? They may have to shift in some type of way. They may have to turn around and go back in order to go up. You just never know, right? And the one thing that makes sense about a monkey, um, shifting from branch to branch, from level to level, shifting. One thing is when they just want to chill for a minute, you'll see them just hold on to one branch and just sit there and swing, right? You see them with that grip. They have a grip on things. They have a grip on reality. They have a grip on where they may be going next, or they just sitting there eating a banana or picking a flea off they fur because they don't be tricked out. So they may take a moment to rest in the hangman space before they continue to move forward, right? Because they mapping out every damn thing. Very intelligent creatures. So the other thing that you notice about when monkeys are swinging from branch to branch or what have you is that they can also use their feet to grab and grasp certain things as well. They don't always, but they can use their feet to grasp or get their grounding when it comes to swinging from one tree to the next, right? So when it comes to pivoting and when it comes to shifting, when it comes to if a monkey wrench is thrown into your plans, right, you do want to ask for divine guidance and instructions. And the more that you tap into that, the more connected you are, you will realize that it doesn't take a lot for you to get the answer that you seek, all right, or the synchronicity that you seek. Um, And by doing so, by doing the way that the monkeys swing from branch to branch, right? And so you swing like this when there's a wrench thrown in your plans. It's like you have to always know what your original plan was. Because if a monkey wrench is thrown into your plan, it can distract you, distort you, have you feeling like you don't know how to where it is that you were. That's why we have things that we have to do daily in order for us to stay on task, stay focused, know what matters, what doesn't, know what we want in the long run, the short term. Remember in school they taught us, what's your 6 months goal, what 6 month goals, your 1 year goal, your 5 year, your 10 year, right? And they do let you know that things may change. Well, they didn't talk about the monkey wrench, now did they? Okay. The other thing about the monkey wrench as well that I wanted to point out was that when it comes to a monkey wrench being thrown in your plan, this is going to be part of your growth. This is a part of what makes you who you are. This is going to be a part of your testimony. This will be a part of your muscle. Muscle memory, but just muscles overall. You build a lot of spiritual muscle, a lot of practically physical muscle. Because if you have to pivot in a way that you have to move more, do more action steps when it comes to like actual body movement and all of that. It could be a diet or what have you, right? Anything could come up out of anywhere. You really want to keep in mind that nothing, and that's crazy because I remember growing up, I used to hear that all the time, right? Um, God don't put nothing on you. God don't put nothing on you that you can't bear. You don't go through nothing that you can't make it through. And what I remember hearing that, but then I started talking to all these different people who went through some very horrendous stuff. Like my homegirl when I was younger, her mama had passed, and going to the neighborhood grocery store and seeing her mother's picture on the window and remembering having conversations with this lady because she was telling me about being a lady, right? Seeing this lady's picture up here and then knowing that like my homegirl mama is missing. And then to find out that her mama passed. And I'm like, I thought they said like, okay, things like, people with, molestation and childhood traumas that we all got some kind of trauma, but like some trauma, it's just like, how is this? I'm telling you, when I was younger, I vowed, it was a vow, but it didn't work. I vowed not to have children because I'm like, why bring children into this messed up world, right? And the thing about that is I really did not I want to be a nun, right? This was my own private desire. That's why when my siblings try to tell me what I was thinking, what I was going through when they weren't even there, trying to figure it out. One of them was too young and the other one was in the streets. You know what I was going through. But the thing about it is, because I would watch those Feed the Children things on Channel 13 PBS. But the thing about it is, they say that if, God ain't gonna put a burden on you, you can't burn. And I just used to be like, this stuff that people go through, you know? And it's like, telling somebody that, because it became cliche to me for a while. It did become too cliche to the point where I just felt like I couldn't say that to someone who possibly lost a child. I couldn't say that to them because I don't know what that hole in your heart feels like. I don't know what that hole in your soul feels like. I don't know how you can bear that. I've seen where people lose somebody and months later they leave up out of here from a broken heart. So I don't know how to say that. That's why shout out to real therapists and counselors who are well versed in handling extreme situations and cases like that. You know, because I don't know about that. Okay. But let's get a story going, child, because I don't know about that. I don't. I don't and it's not because you can have enough compassion. I even remember a friend of mine told me, right? And it made sense to me in that moment too. I was like, damn, I do need to chill out. But she said her mother had passed. And my go-to my go-to was man, I am so sorry for your loss. All right, because I did know her mama, but I was like, I am so sorry for your loss, and I understand where you coming from. She said, "No, you still got your mama. You don't understand where I'm coming from." I shut up and reevaluated my entire existence because I'm like, that makes sense. Some stuff I can relate to, even though I haven't went through. But it's like when it comes to certain things, like I don't understand it, and it's important for me to play my position and sit the fuck down. Now, if it was an intuitive conversation, and that's what makes it different. Hear me out. What makes it different is if you tap into, like, for instance, a client comes to you and or a friend. For those of you who don't read, a friend or a client comes to you, right? What happened with her, that was years ago, right? But someone comes to you and you are able, and they ask you, they say that they want to talk to their loved one or get some type of information when it comes to, the connection, because they saw him in a dream, they saw him the other day, whatever it is that has crossed. And so when you talk to them and you begin to pick up all of the emotions, you begin to see certain things from childhood. You begin to see certain things from the parent-child relationship. You begin to see what the parent was feeling, because sometimes they're still grounded here, and what happens is they still have feelings because grief keeps them here. And plus things that are unfinished keeps them here as well as some people ain't trying to let go. They not trying to let this life go because they were too attached to it before they rolled out. Neither here nor there. That's a whole course to talk about that. So um so you can pick up, you can understand. See, that would be different. You can understand where they coming from because you're seeing it all happen. It's just all there. You see where your client hasn't been able, they've been so grief stricken, they haven't been able, they've been depressed, they have a sink full of dishes, they can't take care of the kids. You see all of the things that they are going through, and you can feel them and see them on so many different levels, which has you in a space where you can see and understand. Okay, that's different. But when she hit me with that them years ago, I was like, bitch, I'm gonna pull back. Before I knew what I know now, I was like, bitch, I'm pull back. Okay. But even if I were able to discuss it with her in the sense that I just discussed it with you, she's not one of those people that would have been open to it anyway, because number one, listen to what she said to me and how she said it. You wouldn't understand because you still got your mama. That's the cue to just shut the fuck up in the first place. You can't tell me nothing. You still got your mama. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody that still got their mama. I don't want to hear nothing about what I'm going through from nobody that still is in the presence of their mama. I don't want to hear nothing from no, yeah. So that means that, don't even, I knew from then on, like the only way that her mama needs to come up is if she bring her mama up, even though I had a relationship with her mama. But I understood that. And sometimes you got to understand things from that level. It's like, she let me know, bitch, bang up. You still got your mama. And I knew not to bring up certain things about my mama in conversation. My mama was mad at her anyway, though, about some food stamps from when her ass went to jail. It was a whole to do, okay? She ran my mama phone bill up. I ain't know about it till after the fact. But I knew not to bring up, I just went somewhere, my mom, I just went to pick my, I knew not to bring that up around her because she wasn't ready for that conversation. If she brings something up, I'll engage, but I would not engage in too much conversation about my personal life because I knew from the way that she responded that first time. And I know some of you might say, oh, she was, she probably just was feeling like that in that moment. No, that was the type of person she was, though, for real. So you have to be mindful of those types of things, right? We keep those things in mind and we keep it moving. It's not a big to do, but we are aware of who we are talking to, who we are dealing with, and how we are doing so. We allow people to convey to us exactly how to deal with them. And that's just gonna be that on that. That's and now y'all see why people call me mean, don't it? Yeah. They call me mean because it's a lot of shit like I'm not gonna put up with that. You got your own life. You said what you said. All right. So we're gonna keep it where you said it. Okay. You told me how to deal with it. So we're gonna keep it where you said it. Because this is a boundary for myself as well as you, right? So it's always important to remember how somebody is coming, how somebody is conversing with you, how are you conversing with them on a personal level. When it comes to discussing and talking to people and online and at your job and all those things that they don't go home with you, they don't know nothing about your life. Yeah, that's different. Okay, fuck all that. All right, so I can talk these people in the sellers head off here today. What do you have here for these beautiful folks in the cellar, child? Daring dreamer. Change the way you see, not the way you look. Okay. Change the way you see and not the way you look. And she talking about, yeah. Okay, let me see. Change the way you see and not the way you look. She got a butterfly on her neck. I always thought butterfly tattoos were cute, but neither here nor there. It's a red butterfly, green looking turquoise blue butterfly. Streaks in her hair, streaks in her knowledge, streaks in her information, streaks in her energy. Something just rolled down my leg. Beautiful bandit. Bitch. I saw some shades like this earlier. I'm gonna have to get them. They had cause I used to like eyelashes that were real long and just have like these different colors on the end of them. But that was in a past life when I was a rapper. But and plus now when I wear lashes, it really makes my eyes look heavy under here. You can see the lines and stuff when I wear those really heavy lashes, so I haven't. But let's get into these cards. All right, so this is a number 20. You got a number 20 and a number 29. All right, so let's look at this daring dreamer first before I start reading, because then I'm gonna be up out of here. Okay, because I got y'all up in here, didn't it? What is this daring dreamer for these beautiful folks, child? The Four of Pentacles. Change the way that you are viewing things when it comes to having restraint. Here, what needs to be burnt? There may even be some type of, this Four of Pentacles looks like a Four of Pentacles and an Ace of Wands to me. See that fire down there? So I'm really getting here that it's very important that you any of your creative ideas, anything that really gets you going, drives you or what have you, do you see it taking you out or do you see it elevating you? Do you see it? That makes sense, don't it? Change the way you see. Change the way, oh, here's the book. Change the way you see, not the way you look. Stand in your truth. All right. The maze of the past is behind you. The straight and narrow may be something significant right now. The straight and narrow could be a direction that you want to go in and how you want to go it at this time. Aside from other things that maybe it doesn't pertain to everything in your life, but there's something that needs your dedication, your devotion, your determination. Everything else can go with the wind and the flow, I guess, but there's one thing that needs to really continue to be set ablaze. Trailblazer, bitch. All right, let's look at Beautiful Bandit. What is this Beautiful Bandit card? Spiritual Gangster is written on her eyes. Can you see it? Spiritual Gangsters on her eyelashes. What is this Beautiful Bandit? The High Priestess in reverse. Now that's interesting. With her eyes are closed, and her eyes are closed. The high priest in reverse is not following your intuition, not seeing things clearly, not using, your higher consciousness, right? Not connecting to your star player, not being open to, maybe that's why it says beautiful bandit, just not seeing things for what it is, or seeing things from what you feel that they are instead of from a broader perspective, looking out into the mountaintop. Maybe it's a little imagination or um, a little daydreaming. That's what I meant, daydreaming. Daydreaming energy. She got two keys behind her though, a gold key and a silver key behind her, sitting on a blue bean bag. It's not a bean bag, but it looks like it. Mars. I forget what that sign is. Mm-hmm. Mysteries. All right. What is this high priestess in the reverse? What's up with all these reversals? The Queen of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Cups in the reverse. That may be the way these cards look. Let me show you, because this is how I lined it up. So this is the High Priestess in reverse. This is the Queen of Cups in reverse. Oh, and this is the Page of Cups in reverse. So it looks like you and possibly someone is jumping out of the water, jumping out of the energy, jumping out of the picture, no longer wanting to be held down, held back. But it looks like this Queen of Cups in the reverse. That's a flamingo. This may have to do with a relationship, love, a connection, maybe a child, childhood, somebody looking back. So maybe whoever this is so busy visiting the past that they may miss an opportunities. Let me see. Focusing on the wrong things, focusing on, emotions that it's like negative emotions, how they were played, what played them, all that shit there. No. Eight of Wands, communication from someone. There's some type of information coming in to get you out of this emotional, like something has a hold on you emotionally, and you're not seeing it for what it is. Someone may have told you that they were single and they wasn't, the Fool in reverse. Let me see. What is this? Or they were free from something. What is this what is this Queen of Cups in the reverse? The Magician in the reverse. Now, hold on now, because I know all these cards ain't in no damn reverse. Yeah, a lot of them are, though. Different ones, though. Yeah. The Magician in the reverse. So maybe, you have challenges with people being manipulative, or maybe you are realizing where possibly you have been manipulative. And you know what? Real quick. Sometimes that's a hard pill for people to swallow. That's why it's so important to ask for forgiveness on a regular basis. Call back, anything that you put out there, done, said, or experienced, or were a part of that may have hurt, hindered, or, hindered somebody else's progress, your progress, whatever it is. Clear that up as often as possible so you don't build up a whole damn Santa Claus bag full of shit and surprise a whole bunch of little elves looking like goblins and shit coming to give you a little visit. So be mindful of that. But this has something to do with mental anxiety, stress. The King of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. So somebody is really stressed out, worried, that is communicating with you. Okay, so this is the Page of Cups in reverse, okay? Could be a child in the reverse. But this is the Knight of Cups. I called it Page earlier. The Knight of Cups, somebody's so stressed out and worried about making an offer or reaching out to you here, that it's kind of like they got big hands, okay? Woman or a man, okay? Y'all know, okay? But they are really, whoever this is really overthinking why, like, I think they fear rejection. Look at this. I think they fear rejection, right? I'm gonna go. I think whoever it is fears rejection, or afraid of what it is that you may say to them, how it may come off. But it's like they're trying to give you a blind offer. A blind offer can be that they are playing word. trickery, right? Instead of saying what they really mean or feel to protect themselves, because that does happen sometimes. They are reaching out to you to discuss or say something, but trying to keep it friendly and cute, but they really have a lot more to discuss with you, child. It's neither here nor there. Now, the daring dreamer. You don't need to adjust your dreams to fit in with what others say is realistic, sensible, or practical. Booyah. All right. Why seek to limit why seek to limit the power of the universe with negative expectations? Okay. Negative expectations could be that page of cups in the reverse. Nose itching. Be uncompromising with your heart wisdom. Listen to what it wants and yearns for, and believe that the universe has put those desires there and will show you every step to take to fulfill them. Do not allow someone else to make you feel like you should change who you are or what your heart truly yearns for. Not even a little bit, okay? Not even for one single second, all right? And it's very important to remember, so many people, right, will come in and try to make their dreams your dreams. Some, because this is the thing I learned from selling drugs, okay? When you selling drugs, you cannot ask the people. This is what I learned. If some, the benefit of it to the customers, right? So you can only take their advice only so much. They're gonna tell you if it's a good product. They're gonna tell you if it's worth what you charge and all of that, right? That's what happens, right? And that's just consumerism, period, right? And I know some of you are like, bitch, you was doing the devil's work. Well, I was. So, okay. I took my lick a long time ago for that shit. Okay. I didn't do it forever. I didn't do it for a long time. But I'm just saying. So you gotta be careful with um who you allow in your ear to tell you what you are doing. And it's like taking advice from some of the wrong people, right? So it's very important to remember that when it comes to adjusting your dreams. Because I know over the years I had been doing that. And it had happened to the point it was so much so to the point where it wasn't extremely like I was listening to everything, but Babylon friends really felt like we can sway her. So what they would do is you got readers that are agents and they were popping up on my timeline. Before I knew what I know now, the ship would have been shut down. But they were trying to convince me, trying to get me to feel sorry, feel bad, feel like I'm not doing the right thing, I'm not going in the right direction, trying to get me to feel like, what is it all worth? No, pushed on through that, because it can only be for a moment. You allow it to fester and continue to go and grow like that, then you are putting yourself in harm's way. You can't allow yourself to continue to be bashed by the thoughts of others, the words of others, the energy of others, the manipulation of others. Know what it is and know where you stand so you can move on through this bitch, man. The sacred ritual says, gaze at the sky and say aloud, from my heart and my own free will, I will invite the universe to bring to life these dreams of mine. And state your dreams for a beautiful life and a loving world. Hello. Now let's look at number 29, which is Beautiful Bandit. Okay. You can choose right now to feel good about yourself. Right now. Make a choice. Okay. If you've been beating yourself up, stop it now. Stop. Make it stop right now. Stop. Okay. Don't let anyone else decide how you feel about yourself. Then they just said that. Well, they must be on y'all ass for this next week, and maybe they on my ass too. I don't know why though, because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm listening to. I ain't got too much conversation right now because I just be in my own zone. I ain't got too much conversation for nothing nobody got going on. When it comes to trying to derail me or trying to, be the master of my surroundings. I really ain't got too much conversation for that because you gotta remember, slighting. People will say and do things in a way that to try to really boss you. They trying to boss you around, even if it's something where they don't agree with what you agree with. Which so, let me tell y'all something right now. It is rare that you will find someone who agrees with every damn thing. Think about it. People in 40, 50-year marriages will tell you that. It's rare that you find somebody that agree with you at least 80, 90% of the time. That's number one. Number two, everybody is not going to have the same thought patterns and thought waves and information that you have. That's the other thing. Everybody did not go to school for what you went to school for, whether spiritual or here in the physical world. The other thing about that is, everybody is not going. They always tell you that, when you dream big, you can't share that dream because everybody big ain't gonna have the same outlook. They're gonna try to tell you that that's too much. Like who you think you are, bitch? Shit, bitch. Who you think I am? That's how you gotta ask them, bitch. Who you think I am? You know what I'm saying? Because it gets to the point where sometimes people don't know that they are envious. They don't know that they're jealous. They don't know that, they're not letting you be who the fuck you are and where you are. They don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying somebody has to support you in all things and everything that you do, but only people in very close proximity to you should be able to counsel you in a way that you will take some merge viewpoints, take some of that advice, but not, you know what I mean? Like figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out because what they saying right here is what that is. Okay, let me finish. All right. Don't let anyone else decide how you should feel about yourself. Don't let nobody do that. Remember that Page of Cups in the reverse too. Maybe somebody was playing little immature games, gaslighting and shit like that, and turning on the waterworks and knowing that they need to be apologizing, and they sitting up here crying and lying to get you to feel bad for them. No, what the hell? No. Taking responsibility for your action means that when you have done something that you feel is out of integrity, you do something about it that is constructive and useful. Constructive and useful. Okay, taking responsibility for your actions means that you have done something that you feel is out of integrity. All right, damning yourself with judgment or allowing another to steal your self-esteem. A thief don't care. They just want it. Don't you ever hand your self-esteem over. Don't do it, bitch. Don't hand your self-esteem over to another person because they'll try it. At first it starts off as like people saying stuff like, oh, what something people tell me? Um, you don't know what kind of spirits are in those wigs you be wearing. Baby, this is a human hair blend, and we really doubt that it's human, okay? Oh, so what are you talking about? Or how else? What else do people say? The slick stuff. It be the slick stuff, but it also is to come for your self-esteem, your confidence, your value, your self-worth, your self-mastery. Break you down to the point where you ain't believing in who you are no more, right? And so then you begin to hand over your power. So what's another thing that they do? Y'all can leave some in the comments of some of the stuff that people do that is a red flag. It's really a red flag, right? What else is something that people do? Allowing people to steal your self-esteem. Oh, um going and getting surgery based on what other people are saying. No, if you're gonna get surgery, you get the surgery for yourself and work on your mental health so that you'll be able to really become a better person with the surgery that you get, whatever you put your intent into, right? I'm a firm believer in that because you have a lot of people who still have the same mindset, but they got a new body. They thought that the body would bring them certain things or have them with certain attention or this, that, and the other. One girl said that she didn't understand the attention that she would get after a BBL, and she was like, "This is just ridiculous." She was like, "It fucked my self esteem up even more," because she was like, "Now people undress me with their eyes. They, catcall. She was like, I get more people hitting on me, but it's like it's quantity and the quality is horrible, right? Basically, is what she was saying, and she was like, if I would have known this, I wouldn't have done this." That's why a lot of people that do get BBLs, they get pregnant within the first 2 years of after having it because it does change up your body's dynamic as well. That's the other thing that needs to be discussed. But that's neither here nor there. Because I don't know how we got right there. But that was self-esteem. That's how we got right there. I don't know any other ways, but y'all can leave some down below. I can't think of any right now. But when it comes to allowing somebody to steal your self-esteem, because people do that, and it starts off, it's like a mouse nibbling away at your confidence, at your self-esteem, at your whatever, right? And it just nibble, nibble, nibble. oh, you're wearing that, you're going outside in that, right? That's something that a lot of women hear from their spouse. Oh, you wearing that outside? They want to change the way the woman dressed. But when you met the woman, that's how she was dressing, right? Or people start comparing you to other people. Don't even listen to that. Like, bitch, if it's like that, why don't you go over there and listen to them? So and so said, well, go over there and finish listening to them. You remind me of, well, look at that. Go over there and listen to them. Don't let nobody, don't let nobody fuck with your self-esteem like that, okay? The Divine Mother is telling you to forgive yourself and use your energy now to live the best life that you can. Hello. It's time to take your life back. It's time. It's time for another one of these because I have really used this thing out. It's time to take your life back. I'm gonna take mine back and just go off into the wilderness. Now then, the sacred ritual for this one is stand upright and say aloud, I claim the entirety of my divine inheritance. All that is rightfully mine through divine justice and divine mercy is now returned to me through my own free will. So be it. Biatch. Stand on it. I had the most interesting conversation yesterday. Somebody asked me they started praying. They were praying about one thing, then they just went into, yes, and protect Lulu and look over Lulu. And she's such a wonderful person. And blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Then they were like, that's an amen. And I was like, okay, because I don't know. I'm not finna, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, baby. Okay, it's not. I can't amen that. Okay. And so the person goes, I should have known it was something. The person goes, now you pray for us. And I'm like, this person, because see, here's the thing. I've always, even since I was younger, felt like prayer was something sacred. I didn't understand what I meant by that. I honestly didn't. I just felt like prayers are sacred. And I do understand and get that people pray out in public and they pray out here. I understand it. Cool, do you? I'm just not that person because I already like depending on the person, I learned this as well. Depending on the person that I'm talking to, my spirit will become guarded. My mouth will become guarded. My words will begin to flip and trip out. Right? You learn this. You learn that, I've had people say that they wanted to learn stuff, right? And when I would have conversations with them, I would see that they were really they wanted to pull what they wanted to pull a lot of information from me. But there's ways of pulling information, right? There's ways of having conversations to get some information out and not just be so expected and entitled to information because that's not how it works. So what happens is when I'm around those types of people, right? Even some people that try to ask me questions, but it pertains more to the stealing of ideas or trying to see where I'm coming from or trying to find a way to challenge me and my spiritual authority. There's a pulling back. And honestly, it's good because what I've learned is when people challenge me, what happens is I don't say nothing, I ain't got nothing to say, right? Or if I do say something, or people, whatever the conversation is, if I do say something, it's not a whole lot of anything. And their response and reactions after days after shows me why I was guarded in that way. But people wanted me with the person that was trying to get me to pray and see how I pray and see how I pray, see who I pray to. That's why I can't deal with people who lack discernment. And when I do talk about certain things, y'all got to realize that, like I said, friend is a strong word, so I don't have a lot of those, right? I only have one really. Um, and when it comes to family, family is a strong word. So like associates and stuff like that, I don't talk about my client stuff unless, it's something that relates to something, some information that I'm sharing where it pertains to the conversation that we are having, but I don't call my clients out because somebody emailed me one time and was like, please don't talk about me on the channel. Y'all know it be a lot of stuff that be going on behind the scenes. I don't bring that shit up. I only bring up teachable stuff. So if it's something teachable and it relates, I will bring it up. But I don't just be out here just because I got clients that done been through some stuff. I don't bring that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, the person was trying to uh get me to pray, right? Because it came out of nowhere. I'm like, why she start praying for me? You know what I'm saying? Because usually somebody start praying for you, they'll say God put that on them to, they needed to lay a hand with you, have a moment with you right there in spirit. So, you may have something going on. No. And so that's love. So the person was like, now you pray. I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. I already told this person that before. You see what I mean? That's now you pushing it. I already told you before that I don't do that. Cause you gotta remember, it's a lot of stuff that I don't do. But again, that goes with me and my beliefs though, right? But you gotta remember, people have a reason for their questioning. People have a reasoning for the way that they line up their connection with you. People have a reason. That's why you don't know nothing. Don't know a person till you know what they want. And you don't know a person, so how are you calling a person a friend? You're gonna have to be very mindful of that. All right. I didn't come on here to act up. Apparently I did because it's almost an hour. I'm going to sit these 5 minutes and make it an hour. But you need to be mindful of that for real. Because that's just very interesting to me. You want to know how I pray and who I pray to and all that. That means that you, number one, may not have the that's look, this is me talking. Y'all can leave some stuff in the comments, let me know what's going on. Me talking and me observing has more to do with obviously you don't have a relationship with God. Because you're trying to figure out my relationship with God, which is very personal. But you're trying to figure out my relationship to God with God and how I communicate and talk to God. It's got to be one of three things. Either you are trying to figure out if I'm connected and what type of wording I'm using to see if it's, putting it on the main line. Maybe you need ideas about praying, right? Or maybe you're trying to see what the source of my power is when it comes to, because you do have people who can um pick up the way that you in word inflection. I think that's what it's called, but you know what I mean. The words that you hit, the words that you emphasize, the words that have a lot of feeling. Oh man, it's a wild ass world we live in, man. But let me know what y'all got from this down in the comments. Okay, you can either comment under the video or under the community tab or on Patreon. The people in the Cellar on YouTube don't interact that much, so I may have to remove that if they, because I don't want them to be in a space where they think that I'm not communicating with them, because this is a community that we are slowly but surely building. I would hope. Okay. 3 more minutes, 3 more minutes. I don't know, y'all. Let me see something. Let me see what they got for us right here real quick. If I say I'm gonna just make it an hour. This is one of the longest talks, but I had prayed because what came up and through her and trying to, stop some stuff had a lot to do with trying to slow me down in a space of even doing this, bitch. And it's like, nah, by any means. But I still wasn't planning on coming on here this damn long, like for real. But whatever. And by the way, we will be going over some of the stuff that we've already went through, but we're going to break it down when it comes to each month. Okay, so we'll be going back over. If you were here with the audio, we're going to do, a weekly to do with one of the lessons that, because I was dropping lesson. So now you've had the gist of it, the beginning of it. Now I'll take a lesson and break down each lesson throughout each one lesson a month. I think that's going to help and keep it a little more structured and more on point, like with the spring cleaning, right? We have one more week of the spring cleaning, and then we move into, I think, next month. All right, so this is a heart chakra, compassion and forgiveness. I have compassion for myself and those around me. All right, let me forgive that person for that and forgive myself as well for even communicating it, because maybe I shouldn't have, maybe There was some type of issue in the Kool-Aid, okay? I forgive that person for trying to test my gangster, my spiritual gangster. Okay, I got compassion. I understand. My bad. Sorry. I let go of anger, resentments, and torments from the past, and I do not give my power away to people involved. All right. I let go of anger for these gang stalking bitches. I let go of my resentments for anyone who tried to play me, tried to run game on me, and I took it a little too personal. And let me let that go, man. I really appreciate you. Okay, forgiveness is a gift I give to myself. I forgive myself for things I feel I could have done differently in the past, and I remind myself that my response could not have been any more evolved than what it was. My response could not have been any more evolved than what it was. My response could not have been any more evolved than what it was.